Greetings and good morning. Welcome to the new week. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's extraordinary. The amount of cringe across the planet's expanding by the day at an incredible or alarming rate. We're watching the UK implode along with the rest of Europe. The EU is finally been called out for the illegal governmental takeover that it's always been, and a group without really any power. And I think they're about to disassemble that disaster, along with everybody that participates in it, which I think is also good. King Charles has been exposed for being the climate fraud hoax guy that he's always been, earning about $2 billion of money from the people who bought into wind farms and other things like that. There's so much garbage that's going around that is being exposed. The number one news app is now X, because the EU tried to impose a $140 million fine on X/Musk, and it didn't work out very well. I have to tell you, at some point, the US is just going to say, no thank you to any governance by any other country. And you know what? We can cast those shackles off at any moment and stop pretending that there is authority over us by anyone else. That's kind of what sovereignty was all about. And I think the rest of Europe is going to A, figure that out, and B, start to employ it, because I think C, they're all tired of it, especially if you look at countries like Italy and others. I think Le Pen is going to end up kicking the butts of the weak sauce that's in France the hell out of there, along with all of the illegals that have been destroying that country for the last 35 years. It's incredible just how far Paris specifically has gone downhill. But none of that really matters. This is not necessarily a political stream today. We will have that one tomorrow. The return of the thank you for your attention to this matter will officially be back tomorrow, and I think it'll be a good time. We've got more coming up later today. You do not want to miss that Park Place Live, which is going to come up right after this show today. And I don't know, we got WDW Pro and many other things happening right now, including my friends over at Midnight's Edge, who, even since they've changed the time, I still try to get a chance to take a look at every once in a while. Beyond all of that, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your support, keeping the channel alive and financially viable, which is challenge. Let me tell you, for those of you gifting memberships, that's the best way to help out right now. We need to get up to 1,000 members if we possibly can. And for those of you on the Super Chat patrol, thank you for that as well. Keeping the lights on quite literally and allowing for the purchase of a new camera, since one of the cameras I've been using decided to crap out. But without further ado, we've got 6 minutes to go through some news items that I think you will all find interesting, most especially Paramount and Warner Brothers. You ready? Because here we go. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do. It's 6 minutes of news items and 17 news items in all, including a bear story at the end. Deadline is reporting on the fact that Paramount launches a hostile takeover as of this morning, going after Warner Brothers Discovery in a different way. Will they be successful? Possibly. I can tell you this much. There's a lot of people on the other side and a lot of anonymous people that are not thrilled about Netflix trying to take over Warner Brothers Discovery. We've got Trump calling Ted Sarandos a fantastic man, but saying that Netflix Warner Brothers deal would give the streamer a very big market share and it could be a problem, is saying a very kind thing out loud. This is not going to work regulatory wise, and the FCC, amongst other elements of the regulatory community, are going to take a very dim look at this particular participation. I have a feeling that not only upending tradition, the Kennedy Honors hosted by the likes of Donald Trump is obviously a change in political stances as well. Political stances always influence or affect the entertainment stances and have for the better part of a century and a half. When it comes to what's happening in Hollywood right now, we are in another one of those cycles where they will be upended by the current politics of the day and the conservative movement across the country. We've got Joe Rogan being an example of that, dominating all major podcast platforms in 2025 and essentially leading off Spotify. But much to my chagrin and probably Joe's, well, the domestic box office managed to hang in there, crossing $8 billion for, well, the third time since COVID, which makes a lot of sense considering what COVID did. But at the same time, it changed the way the Golden Globes were handled. You see, there are many snubs and surprises across the board. Jacob Elordi and Demon Hunters soar. Wicked did not. Neither did Superman, nor Sydney Sweeney, who I believe everybody thought her film Christie would be one of those leading the pack. You know, the other thing also not leading the pack were conservative podcasts. They somehow preferred other things that weren't leading in their categories. But leading in the category of box office was Friday Night at Freddy's 2. It opened to a huge 63 million US and 105 million globally as Zootopia crosses $915 million. How? Why? I don't know. China bucks, most likely, and how much of that really is Disney going to get? Those are bigger conversations, and I can't wait to have them with my friends like Pro and Jonas J. Campbell, because I don't see how Zootopia A earned this much money, or B, Disney will somehow justify making a third and fourth one. A third one I can see, a fourth one, not so much. What I do know is anonymous A-listers are really pissed off. They are lobbying Congress right now about the Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition, trying to stop it, saying that the streamer would hold a noose around the theatrical marketplace. And that's kind of a nice way of saying theaters will die. The entire industry could pass away, and the whole reason for Hollywood would expire itself. I agree. I think Netflix only does this deal because it wants to put a stranglehold on everything, and I'm not a big fan of that, at least not here in the U.S. where we actually make films. We've got Judi Dench saying that Harvey Weinstein has done his time and should be released, amongst many other things that she said about Harvey. A lot of people have said similar things, but whether or not this affects what happens to Harvey is an entirely different conversation. If you're looking for more on this, you can find her interview on the Radio Times, which, you know, they publish a lot of socialist garbage, so enjoy that. Moving on, we've got Avengers Endgame being re-released ahead of the Avengers Doomsday film, which doesn't look like it's going to do very well, not generating a lot of excitement, especially not with the neo-Marxist feminist movement. They seem to be really pissed off that there's a bunch of dudes in the movie and not that many chicks. It also seems to piss off She-Hulk, so there's that. And then we have Trump proposing a $12 billion aid package for farmers here in this country that have been hit hard by the trade war with China. Well, I'm sure the farmers would appreciate that, but they often farm the subsidy and not the crop, and not what would be the most profitable thing on their land. This needs to stop, and we need to get back to encouraging that rather than any kind of subsidy that the government is pushing. Wall Street's nearing its records once again as the battle to buy Warner Brothers is heating up. That's not the reason why it's hanging close, but it's one of the reasons why you're seeing weird trading around Netflix, and the fact that after its 10-for-1 split, it really kind of went for broke on this one last deal. IBM has purchased data streaming platform Confluent for $11 billion. This also prevents a problem for big business as well. Hopefully everybody's paying attention, and I hope some of the regulators are as well. We'll see if this is allowed to finish, but if it is, then, well, IBM may be leading a lot of streaming data applications going forward. Massachusetts courts is hearing arguments in a lawsuit alleging that Meta designed apps to be addictive to kids, and I think it's about time that be investigated. It's been a conversation for quite some time, and the fact that Meta knows what to do to get you guys addicted to it, not surprising. And of course, Greek farmers have decided to launch onto the apron of the international airport in Crete to, stop flights and to protest all of the nonsense that's been happening in Europe for so long. And finally, we have one last thing I absolutely have to present. It's today's bear story. Let's take a look at that right now. You see, a bear makes a surprise guest appearance at a Gatlinburg Christmas parade, deciding to walk in the celebrating 50th anniversary on Friday. It moved along into the celebration and walked along with everybody, parading. You can see here in the newscast footage that the bear joined at some point, and we're going to wait until we actually get there. Hopefully that happens soon. Let's see. There's a lot of this. Let's see. There's the people. There's a person driving around in trikes. I don't see the bear. You guys see the bear? This is no good. This is absolute. There he is. There's the bear in the parade. There we go. Had to get the bear story in there. It's one of the things we do each and every day while the veterans drive around on those moto trikes. But bear on parade. Usually it's bulls on parade, but that's an old song that some of you might remember. But regardless, that's it for today's news. Look, the conversation's broader than what's even out there in the world when it comes to what's going on at Paramount. The Paramount versus Netflix deal is going to be an interesting one. A hostile takeover bid is going to take some time and some leveraging and a little bit of interference from governmental entities. And I think that's the only way that we arrive quickly at the acquisition by Paramount rather than by Netflix. But even if they drag this out over the next 3 years, which might be the goal of the folks over at Netflix, I'm not certain that they'll end up with Warner Brothers Discovery anyway. I don't think that they can get around a lot of the regulatory problems there. And again, that is my position. I'm not sure what some of you think. I'm curious once I get a chance to talk with our friend Valiant Renegade, what his expectation is, because he talked a lot about how much money would be involved for somebody like Zaslav and how much money he is looking to collect for, I guess, 24 million in stocks or stock options that he has available to him. 24 million at a strike price, which whatever that was at the time, kind of interesting. And we got good news today from Robert James Films. What's up, Robert? He says for $2, successful surgery. Congratulations, my friend. Well done. And says that I can see. Is today the day? No, but it is very, very soon, my friend. It's great to see all of you guys here today. We have a lot of you out there chatting away. We've got a lot of people that got some gifted memberships. Ruby Hoove gifted a membership as well. And there's that. Who else is out there in the world? We got a lot of things that you guys have commented during the course of today's thing, this stream. I appreciate that. Andy Masterson's out there in the world. It's great to see you, friend. And we've got, let's see, a few more folks out there hanging out, gifting away, like our friend Barry the Music Man, who says, "Good morning, Culture Crew. Not ready for Monday." I understand that. I wasn't ready for Monday either, but I got out of bed. I had breakfast. I got dressed. And here we are. We're going to have a long, wonderful day. So everybody buckle up. I think you'll enjoy Monday. I think you're going to enjoy what follows this show, which is over at Morning Magic with That Park Place Live and Vash and the crew. We've got Walter Tomaszewski out there from earlier saying, will Comcast get global linear networks from WBD? See, I don't really think that's what would happen. If so, I mean, they could. The question is, what happens? Right now, they're a singular entity, undivided. They want to be divided. And what happens during a hostile takeover? Would they be acquiring all assets or only half? There's a lot of things that are up for question. I don't think anybody has any specific answers just yet. I haven't been able to read any. I've been reading everything that I can find on this particular subject. It's very strange. Warner Brothers Discovery is, trying to maximize the amount of money that's put in David Zaslav's pocket, which is strange considering I think that John Malone would want himself to earn the most amount of money. And I'm telling you that the way that the reverse Morris Trust that was created, the spin out from AT&T, would also generate a lot of capital for AT&T. So there's a lot there. There's a lot to consider. We'll have to revisit it pretty much daily, I think, going forward. Another $2 super chat from our friend Walter Tomaszewski. Will Netflix, Warner Brothers sale wreck cinemas or studios? Well, I tell you what, if Netflix ends up with it, it's going to destroy cinema earnings. It could very much harm theaters around the world. It's not just the United States that could put the kibosh on this. The international participation of Netflix, because of their wide subscription base across the planet, could also come into play here and could end up derailing it regulatory wise in other countries. Can't imagine, for as long as the EU continues to exist, that they would be super happy about this kind of a thing. It would definitely tear down a lever or pillar of control, which, believe it or not, Hollywood is looked at by people on the left as a pillar of control because they believe that with the extreme political garbage that they push through there, they can control culture. And for the last few years, they've kind of demonstrated it. Although you've heard them flexing their frustration recently, talking about the fact that they're losing representation in all of their key areas of control, which I think is fine. I think we represent people as they appear in society, not overrepresent them as Hollywood has been doing across the board. And finally, a little Barry the Music Man, thank you, saying, good morning, Culture Crew, not ready for Monday. I agree. My allergies are out of control. It's pretty wild. All right. What else is going on out there? Cat Slave says my local dentist was able to do a reconstruction on the last few teeth that I broke. Congratulations, Cat Slave. Well done. And for those of you that saw Five Nights at Freddy's, which includes Apex Comics, I'm glad to get your feedback because Apex says it was as good as it gets. Well, there you go. And I think that the upgrades to the animatronics and the all the things visually were also pretty good as well. I gave some thoughts on where I thought everything was in today's video. If you haven't seen today's video, please put that on your to watch list for the day. I think it's short. I edited it. Started out with 15 minutes, and I think I got it down to around 10. But it just kind of breaks down the fact that despite the performance coming out of Hollywood of Wicked for Good, Zootopia 2, and this particular film, really the things that are being successful are the first week's performance of any of these things. Nothing is sticking around forever. Wicked for Good is going to be, well, completely out in the cold starting likely today and going forward this week as it falls off even more. I think it fell off an additional 70% from the previous week's performance. So the theater kids have seen it as many times as they're going to see it, and the people that were interested in it have already seen it. So I think it's done. And I think that's going to be the pattern that we find ourselves in going forward. People will go and see the film the first weekend if they're interested. If they're only tangentially interested, or they had another event that they were participating in, they might see it the second weekend. But once we're 2 weekends in, I think it's well established now that it's pretty much over. So there's that. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor says, I guess culture is channeling Garfield the cat, as he does not like waking up on Mondays. Do you have any cravings for lasagna? I would love a good baked lasagna right now, especially with a nice crispy top. That would sound great. And you know what? I don't mind being compared to Garfield, which I think is the best representation of a cat personality in the history of comics. So well done to those folks over there who continue to make Garfield amusing. What else is going on out there? Let's see. We've got lots of breaking news about some very bad behavior in Minnesota, and the center of it all being questionable and based around some bad things by a governor there. That's probably under investigation 3 ways to Sunday. We've got immigrants from Somalia under additional scrutiny, especially when it comes to, financial misrepresentations. And we're, like I said, starting to see in the EU a breakdown and people wanting to, basically get rid of the EU or their participation in it. So there's that. Hopefully, we'll continue to see a fight against censorship and revelations of the truth going forward. And we'll stop seeing participation by law enforcement in covering things up, which has been happening frequently. Let's see what else is out there. There's so much news. It's absolutely crazy. The new mayor of New York City, Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani, has appointed a convicted armed robber to help with New York City's crime and policing policy. I'm sure New York City taxi drivers are enthusiastic about that. And see what else is happening. I think people around the country are starting to get very frustrated as you start to see flags of other countries being raised at schools around the country as well. Lots and lots of bad things. I don't think Herr Starmer will be around much longer. I think that the English are going to have to throw him overboard like he was a barrel of tea. And I think the announcement to bring back one particular terrible lady is going to be the last straw, as the largest labor union in the UK is looking to abandon Starmer as well. So Angela Raymer is a bad decision, and returning her to the cabinet is essentially basically trying to get somebody who will help him cover up all of his misdeeds. Lots and lots of super fun stuff, let me say. So hopefully there's that. I want to say a quick thank you and shout out to the man of the hour. That's right. Randall Orser dropped a super gifty for 20 Culture Casino memberships, which definitely helps the channel in a huge way. And that's incredible. So thank you, Randall, for your gifty. And look at all those names turn green. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Jill Powers, the River Daughter, a member for 16 months and one of the most important wrenches here, says, think Trump will trip up the Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery deal. And my answer to that, quite simply, is yes. Yeah, I think if it isn't already going to get tripped up, yes, I'm almost certain that the Trump administration, maybe with his participation, will definitely cut this thing off. It's not a good idea for 1,000 different reasons, but mostly because of the huge amount of direct market influence that one company will have. That's a big problem. We got Barry the Music Man with a super duper chat here. Want to say thank you for that, my friend. And let's see, let's grab it real quick. Saying, did you see the idiot in Minnesota eating Somali food? I did not, but I will take a look at it, and we'll hopefully see that later in the day. By the way, the political show, thank you for your attention to this matter, returns tomorrow, and I hope you will all be there. I think the Golden Globes, because I think it's a pretty big conversation for the day, is likely gonna be ignored. Hollywood was already ready to ignore it. You have to remember, because of the political outcry and the claims of racism and everything else because of the Hollywood foreign press, people were already super not excited about what was going on there. I have a feeling that Golden Globes is going to be one of the next award shows to disappear. The Hollywood Critics Association, especially the Los Angeles critics, they are going out of their way to discredit themselves, but the Hollywood press is just a problem, and that's just being nice about it. Let's see what else is happening. Oh man, there's a lot going on. Mike Kavanaugh over there at Comcast was saying that the reason that Comcast wasn't successful in its bid for Warner Brothers was it was light on cash versus any rival offers. Again, not being more intimately familiar with the particular offers made, I can't really speak to that, but I can say that I'm not surprised. They didn't expect that they would be or have the prevailing bid. So it doesn't even seem like they tried very much. And I think Trump's souring a little bit on the Ellison's ownership of Paramount. He got really frustrated about Marjorie Taylor Greene's appearance on 60 Minutes recently. And of course, I'm sure he wasn't super thrilled with her appearance on with the ladies of The View. She's really going out of her way to undermine her popularity and her legacy as she exits to her pension, which I think a lot of people are frustrated by as well. Of course, Trump says that she's a little bit jilted by the president. So there's that. Not really sure what's going to happen as far as 60 Minutes goes, but my sense is that show will be revamped with new talent and tools, or retooled. And I think that'll be wonderful as well. Speaking of wonderful, my good friend Brahmabul is out there. Good to see you, buddy. 29 months a member. Says, morning, CC. Did you notice the raid? No, I did not, but thank you for the raid, and I appreciate it, my friend. We're actually off to do a raid ourselves in just a moment, so I'm pretty excited about that. By the way, it's old home week here from my good friend and talent scout, the man who finds all of the YouTube talent, believe it or not, Justin Proper, a man who really sees it and dives into it, saying, hot take. Horror is the only remaining genre that is able to get mainstream attention and also take risks. And that's not exactly the most hot take, my friend. I think you're spot on. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that's just a solid analysis. And I think it recognizes that not only can they take risks, they can take bigger financial risks because there's less overall money at stake. It's one of the reasons why performance for things like The Conjuring 4, right? The most recent Conjuring, there's a reason why that did so well, and that this is the follow-up to that. There's a reason why Atomic Monster, and again, other things owned by Universal as far as the horror side of the equation, are doing so very well and will continue to do so in the future. So I will say this. Justin is correct. I wish you would do a regular show again, my friend. I've been missing you for a long time. You almost had to take over for me. So there's that. I did not see, John asks, that if I saw a black bear attacked a worker at a Chinese zoo. I did not see that. Would that surprise me? No, these are wild animals. There's a reason that that I'd say you need to be bear aware for many reasons. Sparian says what I think everybody should be thinking. MTG quit the American people, so I don't care about her. Yep, she definitely did. And I just want to say thank you for raiding with your pitchforks and torches and everything else. Thank you, Angela Richter, for saying that. Matt G is here, of course, and so is the first Dragon Queen, the very lovely lady herself with her own channel. You should check out the first Dragon Queen and her thoughts and reviews on various things. She seems to keep up with pop culture more so than I even do. So she says, new person in the bear suit. Uh-oh. Who is the guy taking versus Swear Jar? VR Swear Jar? I have no idea. Who's getting the Swear Jar. FF2 review, awesome, drops Wednesday. Hugs for all. Thank you for that. So you guys can find new content on the First Dragon Queen's channel on Wednesday. So there you go. Check it out. James Dosher's out there raising a torch and hopefully writing. James, you're supposed to be writing. Are you writing? Keep it up. They can also be funny, unlike comedies. Yeah, I think horror films are a great place to put comedy because you need tension relief. And I think you get that out of a jump scare and or something to laugh at, or both. So I'm with you. Justin is almost always right. So don't tell him I said that. He needs to come back. I need to see him regularly. Somebody tell him that. Barry's like, bears have had enough of people's crap. Yeah. I think it's kind of weird. And again, I mean, the bear hunt in Florida continues. It will till the middle end of the month. And we'll talk about the day that the Florida bear hunt is over. But I haven't really seen a lot of numbers coming out of Florida. Gatlinburg, Tennessee, in fact, most of Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, all that area, they need to keep their bear hunts intact. In fact, most of the bear country here in the United States needs to have them. We need to have proper wildlife management in the U.S. That's part of the gig. It's one of the reasons why people can go out and have quality hikes and mountain bike trips and things like that. Is the wildlife is thinned out so that we can get along together, right? Just the way it is. So James says, I wrote 4,704 words yesterday. Doing well. Okay, James, that's your job. So keep it up. And thank you, James, for keeping us up to speed. Keep it going, dude. She can talk, she can laugh, having the time of her life. Oh, see that girl. Watch her talk. She is the dragon queen. Apex, good job. It's a good thing I knew Dancing Queen. So there's that. Randy Thodo says, go Bears. There you go. I mean, in China, maybe. A bear hunt in Florida? What? Yeah, bear hunt. Bear hunt started a few days ago. We talked about it last week on a 6-minute daily, and it'll finish up here towards the middle end of the month. I want to say the 19th or something like that, but I'll have to double check. But I'll let you know the day that it's over. So there's that. Dasher says, without being mauled every other weekend too. Yeah, that's been a problem. One of the areas I think that Gatlinburg is so well known now for a number of bear attacks and human bear encounters that I think most people are kind of aware of the bear. And again, we just showed Gatlinburg, Tennessee, with a bear marching in a parade as part of today's 6-minute daily. So there's that. Grim is in the house, and so is Davina Duckworth. Good to see you guys. Hope everything's going well. And I want to say thanks once again to Randall Orser for gifting all those Culture Casino memberships. ABBA Rewrite. That's right. That was an ABBA Rewrite. Well done. And the lovely Cynthia Carter is in the house saying, yes, bears, wolves, cougars tend to put a damper on hiking when they are thriving in an area. Life is not a Disney movie. No, it's not. And, we've been seeing bobcats in my region quite a bit, amongst a few other things. Wolves are now, making their way back in numbers. Always knew that was going to happen. Re-releasing wolves in various parts of the western states always seemed like a good idea, unless you're a rancher and or a person that was trying to avoid being, chewed on by a wolf. So there you go. Let's see. We got Ram Bam 3000 out there in the world. Great to see you, my friend. The lovely Angela Richter, we pointed out a moment ago. It's good to see you all. I love the fact that a lot of you are very tuned into the wildlife community because it's kind of important. In my family, there's a lot of emphasis by some family members on managing wildlife. And we haven't been doing a very good job. One of the many reasons that I'm looking forward to relocating to Tennessee is to kind of manage some of the land in Tennessee so that it's in good shape and well tended to by a responsible property owner, which again, I don't think there are many, which is a big problem. It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Well, that's a great commercial. Kind of miss that. Let's see what else is going on. Angela Richter says, total transparency. I write books about wild animals. Awesome. See, that's great. Plus, nobody would guess that you like wild animals. by your avatars, Angela. But I'm a lover of animals. If you guys didn't know, and it's one of the things that is again leading me to relocate back towards the middle of the country, because I want to have like 5 dogs and handful of barn cats and some head of cattle and chickens and the whole nine. Be a little more self-sufficient. So CC is going to garden in the bear suit. I may, actually. As a matter of fact, the video you guys are going to get from the gardening channel is me teaching you how I make soil. I'm not even going to teach you how I make seed starter, which I might do in another video, but I'm going to show you how to do soil and how to pot things. Because again, believe it or not, you can still plant things in January and be successful. And you're going to need to start planting things here. We're coming up on the end of the first frost cycle sometime before April. I think the next to last week of March for most of the country, for most of the zones that have and experience freezes and frosts, you'll be past the last frost date. So we got to talk about how to get your stuff growing, because I want everybody to grow stuff. Oh, I will definitely be well equipped, James. I don't have any problem with that now. I'm good. my family my family heritage comes from Missouri, so and other places in that region. So I think I'm going to be well managed. I think I'll be all right. And I definitely have the equipment. Let's just say. Cyrano says, "Hi, Culture family." Hello, Cyrano. Not to mention, I think I'll be able to connect with a lot of you. I have friends out there, apparently, in North Carolina and Tennessee. And I mean, many of you are out in that neck of the woods. And hopefully once I get the studio aspect of everything set up, I'll be able to draw some of you out there to do a little bit of filming or hang out, check out the property, do a little shopping at the farm stand. I think it'll be great. I'm mailing you these darn dogs, says Barry the Music Man. Hey, I love dogs. I love animals. Big fan. Cat Slave says, CC, cats don't come in handfuls. They are handfuls. Oh, I know. I love cats, but couple good 3, 4, 5 handfuls is good. They're good. Barn cats are great. They're wonderful. Morgan wants me to go up north and freeze to death. Why not come to Canada? We got land for you and snow. Lots of snow. Yeah, I don't want snow. I don't want your kind of snow. I want once a year snow. I want Pigeon Forge at worst snow. I do not want ski resort snow. No, thank you. By the way, that's one of the things that frustrated me most about Canada. It's like, hey, you get all the snow, but you got no ski resorts. It's because you got no real hills. I mean, you got some, but I don't know what it is. It's just very strange. Angela says, I write about bears, wolves, and the big 4. I bet you do, dear. Now you've got me curiouser and curiouser. James Dosher says, my sister lives near Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Ooh, I love North Carolina. It's one of the most beautiful places. North and South Carolina, just gorgeous. Yeah. As long as you can stay away from the city folks that all moved from up north that went to Charlotte to destroy it and destroy the politics there. It's fine. But I think South Carolina is going to be safe for a little while longer. It's also where everybody in North Carolina goes to buy gas because it's cheaper. So, but anyway, let's see. Kings Mountain, North Carolina, and raises plenty of goats and chickens for local consumption. Yeah. Yeah. Bunnies too. A lot of people are raising bunnies for bunny meat. And again, I'm going to have egg birds and meat birds. So I'm going to have 2 different coops. I'm going to have a friendly coop and a meat coop. If you know anything about chickens, you can raise different types and end up with different entire personalities. And then, of course, a couple heads of cattle. Once a year, one of them becomes food, and you cycle out a new one. So, just a lot of proper management you need to do. So, Randy Thoto's like, Frost, I'm jacked. Awesome. So yeah, we're hopefully going to pull the trigger on that real soon. Greenhouse Channel is coming, by the way. I think you're going to enjoy it. Started shooting some B-roll in there to just show off just how green everything is right now before we do the rebuild on the pepper greenhouse. I'm actually going to probably share that in video form once it's done. So I've got a sliding door I've got to build next. Well, it's the next thing. Dengar Renegade is out there in the chat. Great to see you. And look at all these amazing people we have out there. I love it. Cynthia says, hey, I have a fam from Missouri on my paternal grandma's side. I don't hear it pronounced properly old school like this very often. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm from the farming side, so it's a conversation to be had. Yeah, a lot of dirt in my past. So the lovely Penny was born in Boston. There you go, and I got lots of friends up there, including not in Boston proper, but including some folks that you guys all know up there in that neck of the woods. So good stuff. Alberta has a ton of ski resorts, says Michael Steele. Hey, sounds great. The problem is, okay, so here's the other issue. I snowboard and my knees are toast. So one of the things I discovered during the latest medical weirdness is that maybe I should kind of avoid doing things that are going to jostle my body quite that much. You could probably imagine me and my personality being a little bit of a wild child when I was surfing, skiing, snowboarding. It's not super healthy because oftentimes you'll find yourself in bad situations or hugging a tree or something like that. So. Hey, Dengar's in South Carolina. Gotta love it. By the way, I'll be in South Carolina. I'm going to visit Mikey on the island there at Hilton Head. I'm trying to take him golfing. But we'll be there for a couple of days on part of the Tennessee route that we got to do. So, Hassenpfeffer, there you go. That's Milwaukee. The Carolinas has become a leftist hellhole. I hope that's not true. I really do. Raleigh isn't, according to Jeff Elms, Raleigh isn't so bad yet, but it's getting there, unfortunately. Yeah, you need some influx of some proper Southerners. So. Angela says, no, don't say a head of cattle. It's a unit, mom and calf. Well, there you go. Yeah. All right. Well, I will, I'll get a unit. So, but properly managed. And again, a little bit of experience there. It's a very early mornings as a youngster. I'm pretty much looking forward to my life kind of going full circle a little bit. So pretty excited. Let's see. Morgan, what's up, buddy? Says we do have ski resorts. He hasn't been to them. They are near Banff. Okay. All right. I just haven't been up there. It's a lot of snow. Look at all y'all. James says, I feel you. And I'm a decade older. We don't quite bounce back the way we used to. Nope. Nope. No. No. I thought I'd honestly, the last time I took a spill, I caught a front edge on my board. I was carving like hard on a double black diamond. I was carving pretty hard, and I was going pretty quick, and caught a front edge and just right over the front of the board. Landed on both elbows. Yeah, and I even bounced the crown of my helmet off the ground. I thought I had concussed myself something severe. No bueno. According to Generic Brunette, hard to find a golf course in Hilton Head. Is it? I don't think so. One of the resorts I'm going to stay at is one right there. Plus, Mikey's got one right out his backyard, so I think I'll be all right. Great. Now I have Bugs Bunny going through my head. Hassenpfeffer. That's right. Culture Cowboy Casino. Yeah. Yeah. When I was a youngin'. A little bit. I started working young. Oh, man, Cynthia's got to go. All right. Well, be safe, dear. Too much to do. Moving stuff is coming due. Oh, boy. Take care of y'all, lovely people. Oh, hang on. Oh, I get to leave with visions of Banff. Nice. Okay. See ya. There you go. Banff. Isn't that a great name? Banff. Sounds like, something a magician would have as a sound effect. Banff. Like a disappearing act. I don't know. Things you never seen. Things you never saw Mexicans skiing. I don't know. I think Mikey probably could ski. I'll talk to him. We'll see. I always thought about creating like a mesh network for, the limited communication, local communication that you could build out of it. So I'm familiar with mesh communication devices. I think they'd be great on property, especially communicating from one side to another. I mean, I'm looking at 20 plus acres if I can find it in Tennessee. So I think Meshtastic would be not terrible to have. And some kind of repeater network. Cyrano's off too. Be safe, my friend. We appreciate you. And SFX is saying bye to all. Well, there you go. Banff is Nightcrawler's SFX. Sound effects, really? Banff. Oh, there you go. Cyrano, on the way out the door, in the goodbye message says, hey, have 5 Culture Casino memberships. Well, thank you for that. So, man, we got about 20 minutes, 24 minutes until we have our show over there on that Park Place. That's right, a little morning magic. Looking forward to that. So for those of you who got one of those 5 memberships, say a quick shout out and thank you to Cyrano. Let's see. Angela says, hell, Mexicans love Northern California and Colorado. Indeed. Yep. Yep. Let's see. Right now I have 2 brothers in Colorado, Northern Colorado. One of them near Krusty Butte. otherwise known as Crusty Butt. So it's coma going, says Gifty, Gifty, Gifty. That's right. Yeah, mesh with solar charging for the points. I agree. Um, yeah, and it doesn't take much. I mean, you could put them up in pine trees. You probably want to get them up and out, kind of like a deer stand or something, out on your property, and just kind of pass it around. That sounds good, right? Right, right, Tom. See, I know I could reach out to some of y'all when I get relocated. Oh no, it's big. That's the minimum size I'm looking for. 20 acres. I'm looking for more. We'll see what happens. The problem is the area I'm looking at is close enough to in town with really good internet to where I want to be. That I might not be able to get a whole lot more. We'll see. We'll see. Prices are going down though, so that's not bad. Unless somebody else has a bunch you want to, a bunch of land you want to sell to me for a song. Right now I'm getting ready to pay off a house. So, did you rest well this weekend, CC? I absolutely did. Plus I went outside and I built a brand new tool. I have a brand new propelled cultivator. So I can I can run a proper farm in my limited space here on the lot. So there's that. It's very exciting. You guys are on fire. Angela says we set up something akin to that on our property. Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, I'm going to have wireless repeaters everywhere. I've set up those style networks for a long time, and I am an advocate when traveling for a travel router, not only to keep your data safe, but to basically empower you to operate as many devices in a hotel or on a cruise ship as you want to, because once you're logged in through the system and you're through the VPN, and you're protecting your self-isolation style, you can send that signal anywhere you want. So let's see what else is going on. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow says, hey, hello, happy Monday to everybody. Well, it's good to see you, Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. And Dean Crane in the house, celebrating 14 months of membership. Congratulations. Congratulations, Dan Crane. I said Dean Crane because in my brain, it converted to Dean Kane. So, but Dan Crane is here celebrating those 14 months. Thank you for being here. It's awesome. You sure have been doing a lot of work for moving. Hey, when I leave here, my intent is to take this home and make it a rental. A huge fan of rental properties, owning them, that is make this a rental, rent the house out to somebody who will take care of obviously the gardening apparati that are already present. It really doesn't take much to maintain. Once you've got everything set up and built out, doesn't take much. So, and again, I'm going to teach you all how to do it. And then when I go to the new place, it's going to be, can you imagine? I'm going to show you all how I set up like, I don't know, 2 or 3 acres worth of greenhouse. And, that's basically living off the land at that point. And a bunch of the land's going to be set aside for production. We're going to have some studios, and we're going to have a sound stage. We're going to have 18,000 square foot sound stage. That's the plan. So, the lovely Angela Richter's about to run. I am too, because I need a little bit of a break. and we're gonna get ready for the big show. Really big show today, including over on WDW Pro. You're not gonna want to miss Morning Magic and the WDW Pro show. Everything kicks off in the next 15 minutes. I'm gonna send you there. You guys are the best. I just want to say I want to say thanks to all the wrenches, all the super supporters, everybody on the Green Machine. It's good to see you all. Cat Slave, Ms. Pick Cafe. I missed Weatherman. I'm kind of worried. Haven't seen Weatherman in a couple of days. Vic's over there. What's up, buddy? The theater experience has turned it to crap. I agree with you, Vic. I don't know what's going to happen. Man, it's not good. Not good. Tobach is over there. And of course, we've got many others. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been a member for as long as you have. And I really hope that we continue to grow and get to 1,000 members that we can celebrate, and 50,000 subscribers, which I'm going to make a big push for here at the end of the month. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming to the stream. We will be doing this Monday through Friday, with Monday, Wednesday, and Friday being the big streams. Although most likely we're always going to go hang out with That Park Place Live and WDW Pro. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, Bear Dance Monday.